Hello everyone, it's Sean Whiteford, president of NexMetals Mining Inc. On Tuesday, September 2nd, we issued a press release detailing the results of recent metallurgical testing on our Selebi deposits. We are very pleased with the results and thought we would put together a short video to further explain the process, the results, and the significance to NexMetals mining. So first, let's talk about the bulk sample. We are an advantage where we have existing underground infrastructure that allows us to access various parts of the resource and blast fresh new samples. In this case, we blasted up to 95 tons from both Selebi Mine and Selebi North. The advantage here is that the results and the blending give us statistically robust sampling. And that means we have high confidence in our results. In this case, we took 50% from Selebi Mine and 50% from Selebi North in a proposed mining scenario. What this does then ensures our results are robust and in order to help de-risk development and operation. So we talked about in the press releases the results from a lock cycle test or LCT test. Now this is a common process in metallurgical development work, and it's very common at metallurgical labs. What it does is simulates continuous plant performance, mimicking a closed-loop system from a large-scale operational processing plant. In our case, we did a primary grind of 75 microns and a secondary grind of 35 microns. So what this does is helps us predict and optimize the performance of a full-size processing plant. And we do have some optimization underway to further improve recoveries, and I'll talk about that shortly. So the LCT results, and I highlighted a few things here that I'll go over. So our copper concentrate, 27.6% grade, 87% recovery. The recovery means we put in 100% copper and we recovered 87% of it. Also in that copper concentrate is low nickel. This is key as well. We had 0.64% of our nickel is in the copper concentrate. On the nickel side, we have a grade of 10.5% nickel, and we recovered 55.9 or 56% of the nickel in the concentrate. We also have recovered a grade of 0.59% cobalt in the nickel con, and that represents 64.7% of the cobalt in the concentrate. So I talked previously about future optimization work on recovering additional nickel, and this is where it is. We know it's in the nickel cleaner tail and the nickel rougher tail. That's 41.6% of the nickel is presented there. We are working on ways to recover that nickel to increase our nickel recovery overall. So we talk about a lock cycle test represents a larger scale operational plant, and that's a froth flotation concentrator. Those, froth flotations have been around and used in mining for over 100 years, and it's the predominant method for processing base metal sulfide ores. Be it copper, nickel, lead, zinc sulfides, they use froth flotation. What it does is produce both bulk concentrates and separate saleable, in our case, nickel and copper concentrates. So in the press release, we state we have now an alternative development option. So what does that mean? Well, for us, we have an option would be lower cost and lower risk. So bulk concentrates would most likely require local additional beneficiation via a smelter or hydromet plant to produce a fully refined product. The trade-off is revenue. You get higher revenue with a fully refined product versus a saleable concentrate. However, and this is very important, producing a separate saleable concentrate significantly lowers the CapEx, OpEx, and execution risk. So we will be looking at both options in a future engineering study. So we produce saleable concentrates and we would ship to various parts of the world. And this is where we say we have a number of offtake opportunities globally. We do have near near Botswana, 3 ports where we can easily ship our concentrate from, being Maputo, Richards Bay, or Durban. So to summarize, we've taken a large 95-ton representative bulk sample and we blended it 50% Selebi Mine and 50% Salebi North. We've used proven technology. LCT testing is widely used method for optimizing and predicting full-scale process plant performance. And froth flotation, again, widely used in virtual any sulfide mine and used for over 100 years. We will produce high-quality, saleable concentrates, separate copper and separate nickel-cobalt. And finally, we believe this gives the company a strategic advantage because it now gives us an alternative development option with lower CapEx, lower OpEx, and lower execution risk. Thank you.